solvent-based and the memento pad is water-based, and it's good to remember.
Hello,
that
Patsy here
mix.
today with Border Buddies Stampin' Quick Tip. Today's tip may not be so quick, but I hope you enjoy it. I'll be sharing with you how to color flowers with your Blendabilities 3 different ways.
I'm also going to be showing
hope you
just
enjoy.
some blending techniques. You want a memento pad for stamping your image in tuxedo black. And the reason we use the memento pad is it's a water-based ink, and our markers or Stampin' Blendabilities are a solvent-based ink. And so if you use a solvent-based ink with a solvent ink pad, they'll bleed. And it's kind of interesting because with our Stampin' Right markers, which are water-based, you want a solvent-based ink so it doesn't bleed. So opposites attract. When you're using your Blendabilities, there's several different techniques that you can use. It's a good tip to remember to go in thirds when you're doing Blendabilities. So this first flower, I'm just going to do basic blending. And you kind of want to work a little bit at a time, but you do want to put your caps back on so they don't dry out. So I'm going to take this, and this is the medium one, and I'm doing the other third. Now I'm doing this with a little, what they call a check mark. It's just a kind of a little wispy. They don't look like they blend very good until they dry really well. And so sometimes, you know, you got to let them sit a little bit and get that blending in before you decide whether it's right or not. And you can always go back in and add a little more if it's not to your liking. I'm just going to color the lines like this. I'm going to just do kind of this lined image here, like that. And then I'm going to go in with my lightest one, and I'm going to color the rest of that image with the light one. There's some silence there. I guess I got so involved in what I was doing. Now I'm just going to go in and add some of this medium tone to this right over the darkest tone. Oh, I picked up the dark one. Hate when that happens. Well, at least I have one petal left to work on here. But you can see that just gives it a little bit different look. Now for the last one, I'm going to just color the middle of the petal with our lightest color. Got a little more than I wanted there. I want just the middle of it, pretty much, like that. And then I'm going to come back with my darkest one, and I'm just going to put in a little bit in from the center here. And then I'm just going to go out on the very tip and color the very tip like this. And this is just giving you 3 different looks with the same flower, coloring it in just a color book style. I keep grabbing the wrong color. I want the lightest one, but you can see it doesn't really, you know, flower petals are all different, so I wouldn't necessarily throw it away because I grabbed the wrong color. Because you can see over here it actually looks quite fine. So with that technique, I'll be showing you a finished card in just a moment. So now we have our organza ribbon, and it was really fun to give this ribbon some color by just taking your Blendabilities and rubbing it. So now you've got white, your basic white, and if you have, you know, a bunch of the sets of Blendabilities, you can custom color your ribbons to match because this ribbon only comes in white. And so that's a really neat technique, and actually has really sold me on the Blendabilities for customizing some of my embellishments. Here's the card I made using those flowers, and I used the lightest Daffodil Delight, and this is the darkest, so you can see it's just a little bit deeper tone. And so that's the card I made using the ribbon, coloring ribbon technique and the blending flowers.
I hope you enjoyed today's video, and you can find out more details about the products used in today's video on our blogs at www.stampstodiefor.com or at www.stampcrazywithallison.ca. Hope to see you there. Happy stamping!